So obviously this is for Switzerland. Tell us a little bit about the theme of this being in the Swiss Alps, and did you film there?
We were in the Swiss Alps for 2 days. That was it, it was a cool 2 days. I mean, we were filming for 2 days. We were probably there for like 4 or 5. And yeah, it was cool to be there. I'd never been there before, and I ate some good fondue, and yeah, it was fun.
And beautiful landscapes as well.
So beautiful, yeah. The Alps are incredible. They really are, yeah.
It's a very intriguing film and kind of like a story that, you know, you follow through from A to Z. What did you find most compelling and most thrilling about the script?
Well, I think just how surprising it is, you know, and how original it is. Gore, when I first sat down with him, he talked to me about wanting to make a movie that was inspired by, like, the thrillers of the 70s, you know, The Shining and Rosemary's Baby, my favorite kind of scary movies. And that was exciting to me. But I think I can see that inspiration, but I also feel like he's done something really new and original and surprising and unlike anything I had read before, so...
Absolutely, and it's great to mix the genres. It's not a horror film and it's not a thriller, and it's just a little bit of a mix, so it kind of keeps the audience on their toes. How much do you imagine the character yourself in these kinds of things, his backstory and how it's informing what's going on with his head?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, I mean, there's definitely stuff about his backstory in the movie that's there that was helpful, and it was also I wanted to do a lot of research of what it's like to be a young person working on Wall Street, you know, and what that is like, and it's a really intense, cutthroat environment that all these people put themselves through. They're sitting at desks for most hours out of the day, and you know, eating at their desk so they don't have to leave, and they're really like a slave to their company and their bosses, and you know, it's all really for personal gain to get richer and more powerful, and you know, Lockhart, my character, thrives in that environment, and he's not afraid to step on people around him to climb the corporate ladder, and I think that was a big window into who Lockhart is as a person, and why he's a great protagonist for this film, because that, in many ways, is the sickness in the film.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a very cerebral role. How does that change a little bit the acting exercise when so much is happening in his head that the audience doesn't even know what's in the head and what's real, and
yeah, well,
big tricks?
Well, I mean, ultimately, it's still just about keeping it truthful and bringing it to life, you know, and creating a strong inner life. I wanted to keep it as contained as possible. You know, no one wants to watch a movie where someone's just freaking out for 2.5 hours, but so much happens to me in this film that, I mean, I guess I could have gone that route, but, you know, it's fun to not always have to talk all the time, you know, to just kind of do things and experience things. And, you know, I'm in almost every frame of the movie, so it was a huge challenge to really just create a performance that would, you know, keep an audience compelled to watch all the way through.
Ever been to those types of, you know, spa or wellness places that feel almost surreal?
Yeah, I have. I've been to some crazy spas for sure, like ones that do feel surreal and are pretty like over the top. It's not the same going back to them now, that's for sure. You know, and I think that it'll be the same for people that watch our movie. I think you know, you won't ever go to the spa and not think of this film. What Gore always says, what Jaws did for a day at the beach, we want to do for a day at the spa.
Yeah, exactly. And so much for 2 liters of water a day. I think I'm going to resist my hydration for a couple of days.
I definitely still drink water. I'm a big fan of water. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Tell us about the ensemble and how everybody was. Was it the kind of isolated universe? Because obviously you're kind of in an isolated place. So was the ensemble isolated, or was it a much more mundane place than it looks?
Well, we shot in so many different locations, you know. We shot all around Germany, and we shot in Berlin at studios a lot. And one cool thing about the movie is I got to work with so many different people. You know, sometimes it just felt like a rotating door of actors, and every day someone new would show up, and you know, it would be fun to play with different people and different actors that do things in different ways, and that in many ways was. You know, one of the challenges of the movie, too.
Jason Isaacs was quite great, especially at his German accent, I guess. His Swiss German accent. if that's a bit different. Tell us a bit about him.
Yeah, Jason's great. You know, he's really good at doing that thing he does. He's so good at that, and yeah, he was a pleasure to work with for sure.
And Gore?
Gore, you know, it was really fun working with Gore. I don't think this is the kind of movie that anyone could pull off, but I had confidence that Gore could, and he does stuff in such a slow, methodical way. He's an incredibly visual director, and he has almost like a cinematic mind and such a clear vision. So, you know, we had conversations every day about the performance and what's happening in the scene and all that, but he has a clear vision, and you know, a lot of my job was just about bringing his vision to life.